I think you've claimed the host already. Yeah,
Yes, I have.
fine. Okay, so
Please go
let's
ahead.
proceed. So we'll be discussing under this headings, and we'll try to be quick. So yeah, so the Starting Strong program was one that was born out of a need. I was explaining to someone earlier today that it was born out of a need. Um, a need that we have been aware of, but we are unsure of how to tackle it before now. And the need is how we can help, because after the training of CMDA in medical school, the transition between being a student and being a doctor is not usually easy. The ability to co-opt what you've learned into practice, sometimes the lack of examples that we can look up to and copy from in practice in some spheres and some areas, and some of the unique challenges that one was not exposed to as a student may present itself as a problem, okay, to our brethren as they graduate, they start earning money, they get exposed to a whole lot. Okay, so just like the scripture says in Psalm 11 verse 3, if the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So there is no better time to introduce and emphasize these fundamental truths to our intending graduates and inductees before leaving medical school and early into practice. As we know, as we will see, the Starting Strong program is supposed to run from the final year class to the time after they've done their NYSC. Okay, so a firm foundation is needed. And Bible says in 2 Chronicles chapter 27, verse 6, so Jotham became mighty, but he prepared his way before the Lord his God. So we need our brethren to be prepared and to prepare their way as they proceed to face these challenges. Okay, so I've shared with us this burden already. Okay, and the aim is for brethren to be intentional about continuing fellowship, discussing issues of medical legal importance, even as they find themselves in different foci in NYFC. They may find themselves serving somewhere where the state chapter is quite far from them, but there are 2 to 3 brethren that may be in a locality. Okay, so it's encouraged such brethren irrespective of where they are to meet, because the Bible says that woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath no one to hold him up. Okay, so moving on. The targets for the Starting Strong program, as we know, are the medical students in their final year. Some will say that some schools where the final year class is quite short. I know some schools where the final year class is 4 months. Such training is encouraged that towards the second half of the penultimate class, you can start the Starting Strong program for them. I suppose also there is a session, a module, or a training guide for house officers and NYS members also. Okay. So the objectives of Starting Strong is one, to prepare our students for the world outside medical school, like we said, by focusing more practically on issues and potential challenges that they are likely to face during the early years of practice, and provide pragmatic solutions, or to get them to think up of pragmatic solutions through a process. It is intended to serve as a prerequisite for induction into same year. It's also expected to usher them into the IFL basic course. So it's not yet a prerequisite for induction, but as the training becomes widespread and becomes standardized in clusters, then maybe we'll then proceed with this objective. So it's also part of the objective is to sustain the investment God has brought in the lives of our students over the years. So like I said, there are 3 different volumes of the training. Okay, so we have the final year modules in volume 1, we have the housemanship modules in volume 2, and then we have the NYC modules in volume 3, and we can see the topics as outlined. So the strategies to deliver this training, it can be fortnightly, it can be monthly, it should involve the cluster group facilitators as much as possible, the past nationals where they find themselves, then part of the IFL alumni also. Okay, these are people that